This is the Know Nothing Show with Steve and Eric.
Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We are back and we are better than ever. It is the Know Nothing Show. Steve here in Chicago. Eric, over there in Nashville. 2 scoops of delicious radio. We going legit. Legit. Hey, like that little head kicker. Legit. You're not impressed?
I couldn't remember if the Hammer Pants came in this week or if they were next week. I don't remember.
It's this week.
Okay. All right.
Screw you. Screw you. Is all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
All that. But yeah, we're back. We're back. I do think we sound better than ever. You know,
ever in the history of us ever sounding.
Yeah,
this is
very true. That's very true. You were singing before we went live. It was embarrassing.
A little bit.
That's all I have to say. It was not delicious radio.
Yeah. It was more like ice cream and Brussels sprouts and sauerkraut. It was weird. It was weird.
I got to make sure we tag this on all of our Facebook, all of our social media out there. So I'm doing that right now. So
speaking of social media, we are live on Facebook Live right now. Know Nothing Show. You can just go ahead and look that up. But I thought this was kind of cool. I just forgot about it. Just remembered this. I had forgotten about it. But if you look at our page, if you go to our Facebook page, because we're live right now, it has a little live red deal right next in that left column. So under videos or whatever, it's just kind of cool to see. I think that's our view, but I was excited. I got a little bit of fuzziness and a little bit of butterflies in the tummy. And I was like, this is so cool. I like this a lot.
It's kind of amazing when there's a flashing light that says live. That would mean we're kind of live.
Yep. It also means you're going to need more quarters.
Definitely. And we've been in big discussions. We're going to be, other than being on the 20 stations that we're on now, but the plan is to be live in Las Vegas. So if you've got loose change in your pants, ka-shing!
Please get her out. She's due for the stage.
Whatever. So how are things? It's been a weird week.
Well, I think every week pretty much is somehow some sort of weird. If you're on social media at all, or if you turn on a TV with some sort of news situation on it, this is real life. You can't make this up. This is actually happening, and we're in season 2, the second season of all of this chaos that's happening. It's good. I enjoy it. I'm going to buy the entire set. I don't care how much it is. When all this is done, I'm buying that entire set. It's going to be good.
We need to know all of that in all the different languages. So we know dos, Espanol.
Yeah.
French is someone from Canada. What French Canadian? Whatever the hell that means. What is? Was it? De? Is that French? De?
I thought you were maybe had some gas or something. You're just trying to push that out. I didn't know.
We put the microphone back there. Wah wah wah. And the Germans like us, so we have to find out what that is. So wherever you are on the planet, if you want to do a station ID or show ID for us, just drop us a line. That would be so cool for you to say, "Hey, this is Tom. I'm calling from a prison in Czechoslovakia. I love you guys." That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Except if you're listening, you can't actually use that one. You got to use your own, Tom. You got to use. That's already taken. So
I know, Tom. I know you're watching us on a big screen because apparently you're in a cushy prison,
resort prison.
And sometimes you wonder, are you a bottom or a top when you're in prison? Talk about the bunks.
The bunks, because it's very important to know which side you're going to be on.
That's right.
Or under, I guess.
Well, at least we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
But we've
Get
got
him out there.
so many things going on in the world today, and that's why we are now up to the minute. No, I shouldn't say up to the minute. We are the two guys that have the last to say about everything.
I like that. That's very elegantly put. Yes.
I think that, we could go back in time and just say, you know what? One more thing.
Yeah.
Which should be our segment. Just one more thing.
One more.
And say, we're done.
Mhm.
Like George Michael dying. One more thing. I'm sorry, those were not natural causes.
No, I don't think so. Not anymore.
Let's not talk about the drugs or the alcohol or the sex that he was having.
Mhm.
No, it was not natural. You do not naturally die at 53.
Not usually. Not usually.
And then on the flip side, you've got Billy Joel having his third kid. Is he not 92?
I was thinking he was well, first of all, congratulations to him. That is a huge, huge feat. I being that old, being able to be that up, very, very good. Very good. Here's the deal. There were like 45 things going through my head, and I was thinking, nope, FCC, nope, FCC, nope, FCC, and that's what I came to. Up.
How much I thought Viagra, it gets you there,
Yeah.
but I didn't know it took you over the edge.
Well, if you lace it with cocaine and you snort it, that may.
Oh, sure. You could say that, but you wouldn't say what you were thinking before.
Nope. The FCC is okay with me talking about drugs and erections, I guess.
Maybe that should be one of our sponsors, Erectile Dysfunction. And Billy Joel, hi.
Hello.
I'm going to sing about the Piano Man.
That was not the Piano Man.
I don't know how he's playing that extra chord, but damn it, he just did.
Well,
now, Billy Joel, who was married to Christy Brinkley, people are talking about how beautiful she looks. She had a little touch-up surgery. I hate to break it to everyone.
Yeah.
There is not. I was discussing this last night, watching the last episode of NCIS LA, which you do not watch. You do not watch television. You do not like Green Eggs and Ham.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool with Green Eggs and Ham now. We made up.
Now, you being a 90s guy, right? You'd say you're a 90s guy, like LL Cool J.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
He wore the hat from the guy from the Cosby Show. If you think of the hat. Now, LL had like 4 inches taken off his nose.
Woo.
If you look at it. It used to be like Michael Jackson's nose. I'm sorry, everybody in Los Angeles has had a nose job.
Yeah.
Then you look at like even Billy Joel's daughter look like him.
Right.
Had some facial surgery, had implants put in, all that. She had one good song. Yeah, I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you think as a woman, as you look at Billy Joel and you look at you and I, let's face it, the women had to look at us and go, okay, they're nice.
They've got a good personality, I guess.
That's right. They're just sweet. And if I want to be the smart one in the relationship, those are the two guys you should date.
When I can't find anyone else, I'm gonna be going with those guys. It's gonna be good
because they're just that slow.
Yeah.
Billy Joel. So congratulations, Billy Joel.
Yeah. Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
And with that, you had what? Billy Joel had a kid.
Right.
Mick Jagger had a kid.
Good Lord.
So he's got grandkids.
I think him and Keith they're never gonna die.
Ronnie Wood just had a kid.
Jeez. What's wrong with these people?
But I guess, when you're a rock star, which you are not. You are not.
Listen here, lady. I'm sick of your crap.
But other than that, you can be 80 and have a 30-year-old wife. How is that possible, ladies? How is that possible? Okay, it's the money. But he's but I love him. I'm into grandpa love.
Yeah. For 500 million you are. I'd be into grandpa love.
What's the new thing they call the grandmas and all that? They're glammas. So is that a glampa?
Wow. Okay.
Is that where that came from?
Maybe. That's weird. That's weird.
Married him for his personality,
Yeah.
not
Funny-
for his riches.
Funny thing about where his personality is located. Weird.
I didn't pop it right. You're just like, whoop! There goes the Viagra. Whoop! Take those like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, actually, I think you can get them in Fruit Loops now. Fruit Loops now with Viagra.
That's right, with the little or the new Lucky Charms, the new blue
Mhm.
pills that are
Mhm.
added in there,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
All right, so we just had one of the women pop up about the droopy skin. Okay, so maybe that makes it warmer to be with a glampa, right? You got something to hold on to. Is that what it is?
I
I don't know.
hope not.
I don't know. I mean, think of you, Mr. Black, years from now.
Yeah.
Bent over.
Mm.
You're singing cover songs of Lord knows what.
William Hung, baby. William Hung. We know this.
You get to the stage. He asks you to step right off.
Please get off the stage, sir. You're
You have no effing drummer. Off you go.
Which, oh my gosh, that story will be continued. If you don't know that story, ask us later. And
We'll tell you that in the after hours. So, but Billy Joel, congratulations to Billy Joel. I think that's his third wife. Is it not his third wife? But if it's only his third kid, I thought he had more kids.
well, he only has 3 that he claims on his taxes.
Well, if they look anything like him, it's not like one of those like Daddy. No, you can't be mine.
You're not mine.
And then one of Christy Brinkley's daughters looked just like her. That would be hard
Weird.
to have a mom that beautiful.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be kind of weird? I think it would be difficult.
Yeah, because all of your friends,
Right. They're just having those evil thoughts.
they want to.
You just sit there like going, Eric, your mom is hot. Awkward.
And then you got all these people that are at parties and are like, screw it, I'm going to Stifler's. 'Cause that's where the hot mom is.
I did have a friend. All right. I did have a friend who had a really attractive mom. And every time we were over there in the summer, she'd all of a sudden be in a bathing suit.
What, like she was dressed and then all of a sudden.
Yeah. Next
snapped.
thing you know, it was a bikini and stuff like that. We'd be like, I won't say his last name. Be like, hi, Mrs. S. Sure, I'll have some more ding dong. Sure.
Hi, boys. How are you today? Is it a little warm inside? I mean, outside?
There's that good little boy, Steven. He's just so proper.
I just like saying his name is Steven.
Yeah, he's always offering to cut my shrubs.
Well, there.
No, it's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
I did not go there.
the shrubs were pretty long. They
We are
were.
going legit here. Going legit.
Yeah.
Well, Billy Joel. So we have to keep track of that one.
Well, Steve, I don't know. Listen, I don't know if you're prepared for this or not.
Uh-oh.
But we are all going to be traveling quite a bit quicker in the near future. And what I mean by that
Tell me.
is that instead of point A to point B being 6 hours, we're going to do point A to point B in 30 minutes. Eric, what are you talking about? Well, I'm glad that you asked. Thank you for asking. Elon Musk is coming up with this situation that you can basically be in a rocket going anywhere around the world in minutes, like probably about 30 minutes, they're thinking. So you buy this rocket, which is like you're buying a car, except they're $425 billion. So probably people like you and I would be the only people that would be able to buy something of this value. But for all the other normal people out there, you can come with us. We'll do some stuff. But in mere minutes, he's wanting to do this by, I think it's like 2024, he's wanting to start selling all these things. But I thought that was kind of interesting is this, we got this whole Star Trek thing. You got the Star Wars situation, all this stuff. You got talk about, trying to get this particular situation done. It's been talked about forever. Finally, we're going to be able to go around the world in 30 minutes. Now, my next thing is how can we adopt this this situation and this way of life into the freaking DMV? How can this work for us? How can we do this? Is this something that we can adopt and just have them do this? I don't know.
The DMV. That's pretty.
It would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to get in and out of the DMV.
Yeah.
In 30 minutes instead of 6 hours. That'd be great.
I don't think that's ever going to happen, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know here in Illinois, you've got lines to get into the next line to get into the third line.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
and we're not even going to talk about the bathroom lines. Those are, I can't right now. I can't.
So tell me more about this Elon dude.
Well, he is.
So is it going to be like a rocket, like an airplane, like a 747 or something? I mean, how is it do this?
It's going to have to launch from somewhere. And well, see SpaceX is his one of his huge ventures. SpaceX is it's like NASA, except it's privately owned.
You just say space sex?
Space, you know what? I might have. And if I did
that twice.
What? No, Space X. X.
Okay, because
we're not
space sex.
We're not shooting porn. Okay, that's next hour. Listen, here's the thing. So he's got these rockets, and you have to buy them. Obviously, you're gonna be buying them like you buy a car, and you're gonna be able to fly around the world, very quickly now, which is great. But if this catches on and everybody starts buying all these rockets, we're gonna have the same freaking situation down here as we will up there with all this congested, and now we got to wait in line for this rocket guy to get out of the way because he's blocking traffic, and this one's trying to pull in when the sign said on the right that the lane is closing, so get over a quarter mile back, and he's like, what? I didn't see a sign. Oh, there's orange cones right there.
Right.
Oh.
Right, and then you're going to have a left turn only.
Yep.
Yield, and then tolls.
Right.
Tolls.
Space.
Now, that would be a lot of G-force in all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just dropped some G-force on you.
Mm-hmm.
So when does he expect that to happen? Because we need to get one. I know nothing.
He wants to start selling like the baseline in 2024. But I think what he's going to try to do is because a lot of these people want to actually see them in use before they start buying them and flying up and blowing up. So he's going to create a secondary line or a test line, test those out, and then if anybody's looking at the new line, they can actually go and test one of these older rockets out and make sure that it works and does everything, and then they can go buy a new one. Right.
So it'll be like a CarMax.
Space Max. Yeah.
Right. So it's over there and just like, hey, here's something that's 10 years old.
Right.
It's got low mileage.
Right. But you can fly it.
Kinda.
Yeah. Don't push the red button.
But should you go down in the Atlantic, push this red button.
Right. If you don't make it, there will be no record of you ever coming here at all.
But you will die perfectly intact.
Yeah.
Because it'll be good.
In 35 million tax, to be exact.
That's why when I die, shoot me up holding a satellite dish. I want to be spinning around the world with a know-nothing dish. Just spinning around.
But do you think that if they did that, do you think you would decay? Because everything's completely different. So would you decay, or would everybody that passes by this side, you'd be on the tour, like in the celebrity tour? And this is Steve Benz. He's one of the, we don't like to talk about him. Anyway, moving on. There's a lot over here. Do you think that would be, you would be decaying up there at all?
Well, maybe, but it would be slowed down because of all the Botox.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Shoot me up with Botox, and then you would take like the Jetson thing, kind of like the tours, the Hollywood tours of where people live.
Right.
So they'd be able to say, this is the Know Nothing satellite dish.
Yeah.
With Steve and Eric.
This is how they did it. Steve was up here, and for all those years, Eric was down there, and somehow they did this. It was weird, but it works. It's good.
It was weird. Subtly weird, but I like that. It kind of follows the Tesla model. Is it Tesla?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I actually know someone who has one of those. I
Yeah.
hate it. Okay. I
Hate
hate
it.
it. Okay.
Hate.
I do because he's very successful.
Uh-huh.
He looks like Paul McCartney,
Oh yeah, PC.
and he's now retired. Okay, sold his business. I'm like, you totally suck.
Ooh. Yeah.
And his big thing is telling me all about how far he can drive in his Tesla. I'm like, but you have to plug it in. I don't. I can keep driving. You don't.
And I would like to know, are there actual places that are more frequent now that you can pull over and plug in?
Yes.
Okay.
They're now putting those in at rest stops.
Well, that I knew. Yeah, I could see
With
that.
quick charges. So he went up to the Michigan Peninsula on one charge.
Wow.
And then, of course, he dropped the microphone like a bitch.
Right. Yeah, my phone died today after 4 calls. Sweet.
Well, of course, he was like, and it didn't cost me a penny of energy. And I said, screw you. It cost you $150,000 for the car.
So you can just go and plug in and don't pay for it?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That is weird. So I could use someone else's electricity. Hence, I would be plugged into the neighbor's house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how I'd be doing. Or the street light.
Yeah.
I think,
Well, splice into that.
why not?
Yeah, all right.
Why not? All right. So on a serious note, we have to throw some love out to our fans in the UK. They got hit with a hurricane the past couple of days. I was going to say Hurricane Matilda, but that's wrong. I don't know what it was.
Do you know? I just noticed something that they call them hurricanes, and they're all named female names.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Female names.
Just, I think it's just a coincidence.
Weird. It's weird.
So I think that's what it is. So we have some good friends. I guess it hit Ireland first. I don't know if that's important or not. Then Scotland, and then the UK. So with this is all I have to say about hurricane relief. Us as Americans, we are always giving out money, whoever wants it, right? We're out of money. U.S., please come help us. We need food. Come help us. We had a wave hit. Come help us. Come help us. Come help us.
But don't police us.
Everybody, when it happened to us.
Yeah, don't police us. Help us.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, send your GI Joes and be our police force for a little bit, right? We are not the are we not the policemen of the world?
We are not. We're the party people of the world, but our government, yes, they seem to want to police the entire place. So I don't know. It's dumb.
I've never really understood that. And then we send troops wherever to train people. Apparently that never happens.
Yeah. Right.
So we're going to send people to Guatemala. We're going to teach them to police themselves. Does that ever happen? No.
Nope.
Where was the money for Hurricane Harvey? Which everyone seemed to forget already. You notice that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been 35 hurricanes this year. So that kind of, I mean, when's the next one hitting is where we're at right now. I'm not diminishing it. I'm just saying there's been so many. It's ridiculous.
Now, is that global warming?
I think it's global hurricaning. I think that's what that is.
It caused because of like the discussion I've had with some of the UK who do not like our president, and that's fine. But they're saying it's caused because of global warming. I don't know anything about hurricanes. I couldn't tell you.
Right.
I don't know anything about typhoons. For all of you kids that went to school, typhoons, that'd be the hurricanes down south.
Not the states down south, not the just continue.
We're dropping knowledge. We got legit.
Right.
Now we don't hear many of the typhoons, do we?
Nope.
I think there was one that was going to hit Japan. I think I saw that.
I feel like they just classify those now as a hurricane just because they don't want to name another thing again. So like they're just making. Oh, I know, but I feel like they're classifying them as a hurricane. I don't know.
Hurricane is a typhoon.
It's a form of a typhoon.
No, it's not. It's
Sure it is.
No, I think it's the southern hemisphere hurricane is called a typhoon.
Listen,
And it spins the other direction, doesn't it?
Start thinking on this show, it's going to end very quickly.
I know someone's going to correct us, but I thought that's what it was. A typhoon is the same as a hurricane down south because it spins the other direction. Kind of like when you flush down in New Zealand when we go there.
Mm-hmm.
It goes counterclockwise. You'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
My crap spin. The other
And it's
direction.
nice. It's good. It's a good spin. There's a really good spin on that.
Like, I think of like your dryer. Does it go in the other direction? And that's a serious question. You know, is that how that all works down there?
Could be.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll have our Google friends be hitting us up on our
I'll be posting that.
Yeah.
You know, but my point being the hurricane relief and everything else, you know, we're the ones giving out a lot of relief.
Right.
Everywhere. And now I think as Americans, we're getting a little more selfish. We're going, so what do we get out of it?
Right. Well, and you have Puerto Rico that just got hit as well. And Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., but we don't always think about it as part of the U.S. We think about it as
that.
Yeah, it's another country, except it's not. But we all think of that until it's time. Until we like now, we're like, oh yeah, that is part of the U.S.
Right. Kind of like Canada and India.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think Canada's a real country, is it?
It's no. It's mostly to the south of Narnia, I believe. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's not bad. A lot of fantasies come true over there.
Yikes.
You know, it's good.
And that's a good place to take a break there. Fantasy. Steve, Eric, we are the fantasy boys. Right there. That's what we call the finger linger, right?
It is the creeper face in the background.
Right. Do not go anywhere. Stay tuned for more Know Nothing Show. We'll be right back. Not the bumper music that I expected, but that's all right. It's the Know Nothing Show. Steve Benz, Eric Black. I'm Steve. That guy is Eric. I'm here in Chicago. He's there in Nashville. Let's wait for that fades away. So we're going legit as 2 scoops of absolute delicious radio. But Eric, where do we go in segment 2?
Well, segment 2, as I like to call it, which is generally my segment, but it usually doesn't end up being that way. We're going to try it again this week, as we have for the past year and a half. So this has been a topic that has not gone away, and I don't think it's going to go away for a while. There's actually a couple, but this one, I'm going to actually go to the NFL first. We're going back to the NFL. So we have the NFL's ratings are down right now, 7.5% ish, something like that.
Big. That's a big number.
It's so big that they're having to pay back most of their sponsors or advertisers, and the networks are having because the ratings are down. Networks, not just the NFL network, but ABC, NBC, ESPN, they're having to pay back all of their sponsors because of missed opportunity, missed viewership. So the players have said they've come out. Apparently the majority of the leadership, the majority of the players out there have come back and said, no, it's okay as long as we have the right to protest, essentially. So
the players, you're saying the players have the right to protest.
They're okay with the ratings drop. They are okay with the ratings drop as long as they have the right to basically voice their opinion. Now, which is fine. However, I'm not sure that they're fully understanding the repercussions of saying that, because if the parent company of all of these teams, or the partner of all of these teams, starts losing money, that means the franchises start losing money. That means people start getting cut, and that means lower budgets. So actually, it might be good. We might actually get real players back on the field, but I don't know that they actually understand that this is not just going to come out of. It's eventually going to trickle down to them, and they're gonna have to deal with that. So we'll see how serious they really are once their money starts being pulled back. And all of this other crap is going to happen too. But I thought that was kind of interesting that they came out and said that. I don't know that they actually thought that through. Maybe they did, and good for them. But there is a lot that could happen that I don't feel like they're aware.
Well, I don't think they're aware. Let's face it, we're all self-indulgent. It's what do we get out of it? It's us, me, that kind of thing. And clearly in a political standpoint, the viewer who is predominantly white, let's be honest, is predominantly white, middle class, out of shape, eating Doritos, okay, does not want to see that during their broadcast. For years before 2009, you did not see the national anthem on television.
Yeah, true.
So if they go back to that, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Which to me, that's the solution. You want to make everybody happy? We're not airing that. Okay.
Right.
Because patriotism is what comes up and how you measure patriotism. And the flag means something bigger than all of us.
Yeah.
It does. It gives us the right freedom of speech. Like I said before, there's no such thing as freedom of speech, true freedom of speech that you can say anything you want. You can protest all that. Yes, you can do that, but it has to be under some type of controlled environment. Okay.
And it has a lot of repercussions. You can say anything you want, but you just got to understand that there are consequences to your actions. That's
the problem. People do not want to be accountable for what they said. People aren't even accountable for what they freaking tweet.
Yep. Like this show, we can't be responsible for what we say on the show. That's not our problem. That's not our fault. We have
people tweet and put stuff and say things and they go, it wasn't me. I got hacked.
Yeah, I got hacked.
It wasn't me in the interview. You misquoted me.
Right.
We played the whole damn thing.
Right.
You didn't edit it out.
Yeah. This is what you said. Verbatim.
That's not what I meant. Well, what did you mean? Well, I don't know what I mean. Well, here's your chance to say what you meant.
Right.
What you mean.
And that's a half an hour of just doing that.
It's they don't think it through.
No.
I have accused many people of you don't say what you think, you spot off what you read or what you heard.
Yep.
Okay. We are now a group of people that don't actually think it all out and go, you know what? I should probably keep my opinion to myself for a moment until I formulate what I really want to say.
Right. Oh, you mean get all the correct information or get any information at all before you start spouting off at the mouth. Is that what you're talking about, Steve?
Ooh, could be.
Huh.
Could be.
Huh. That's weird.
So no one, and then when you push people to try to defend what they just said, they're like, you're an a-hole. Well, you just said this, so let me make sure that I understand what you just said. I'm going to paraphrase what I think you said.
Right.
You're like, well, I didn't say that. Well, but that's what you just said.
I mean, rewind, press play. Here, listen to this.
Like, well, that wasn't me. Hold on.
Right.
What do you mean that wasn't me?
Out of body experience. That's right. Yeah. Our bad.
You see a lot of that. You see a lot of that on Facebook. There have been some Facebook tweets that just went after me. You're like, okay, I'll leave it up. And then people are like, oh, I totally understand. It's like, what? You didn't hear both sides. So how did you make a decision? It was that way.
Right.
Okay. And then they get mad because I'm like, no, it's good.
Yep.
Stick to your guns. What do you mean stick to my guns? It's like, come on, just be responsible and accountable for what you just said.
Yeah.
Like the NFL. Okay. You got people. I have no issues, which still infuriates me. In a non-public company, the CEO of the company has the right to make any rules that they want. You don't like the rules, there's the door.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. You don't show up on time, there's the door.
Right.
It's a right to work the state. I don't have to give you reason to fire you. There's the door.
Yep.
Okay.
Tennessee is one of those. Yep.
And that's fair. You have to understand that.
Yep.
You can't walk into your boss's office and go, you're an a-hole, blah, 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 blah. You know what? There's the door.
Yep. Bye-bye.
So, and I think I think the players misunderstood the kneeling and the disrespect that it offers to the flag and the veterans and all that. Because if you think about it, before every national anthem, we say, please stand for our armed forces and everything else. What part did they not get?
Yeah. Well, and I had a friend too, and I still respect him to this day. You can have your own opinion. I'm not going to, this is a two-way street. It's not my opinion versus your opinion. We have opinions, and that's how this country works. So if you don't agree with me, if I don't agree with you, we're still going to be friends. Okay.
Yep.
But he has the view that, that's not the only way that military is not the only way to show patriotism.
True.
I agree with that. That's true. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. However, what we're talking about is literally, again, in my opinion, we're disrespecting the flag. We're disrespecting this country. I get that there are issues that need to be this is a regurgitated conversation, but I completely understand that there are issues that need to be taken care of. But this is not the way to do that. We all confront people, sit down, have conversations. How many of those people, you have said it, I have said it, how many of those people have confronted police officers or police forces? And I know there are a few, but not nearly as many as there should be. No one's talking about it. They're just talking of it. They're not actually getting any solutions out there. So,
and they said statistically that a lot of the crimes that they're talking about and the police brutality is a lot of the crimes are color on color.
Yeah.
Whatever your races are. It's not the whites on the blacks on the whites, etc. It's our own races.
Right.
So we disregard that fact.
Right.
Like, it doesn't fit my argument.
Well, and you got to keep in mind too that all of the media, their media, their businesses, they thrive on you coming back to their news source for the latest and greatest, what they call news. They'll also fabricate stuff. They'll whatever ratings, whatever they can get for ratings to keep their news source intact. But they also skew quite a bit. They also are not actual journalists. There's very few. I know I can name 2 journalists right now out of the many that I know. It's very, very skewed. They're all on most of the media sources. They're all going to be either in New York or LA. Essentially, they're on the on the West Coast, which is very left, which is very, very that side of things. So you're going to get a skew. They're kind of going towards their market over there, which is fine. If you believe that, that's great. If you believe the far right, if you believe the right, if you believe the slightly right, whatever it is, it doesn't, whatever, but just know that all of the media is over there. So all of their beliefs is getting funneled through the TV, through the social media, through all of that is getting funneled to you. And you are not really even looking at it as far as like, is this true or false?
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy talk.
Yeah. Our media, let's be very clear, as I'm a very long member of that. It's just the narrative of that station. That's just their narrative.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, as a journalist or when I was in television or whatever, it was all about, and the internet changed all of this. When we became a 24/7 society, Clinton being the first president of that, where it's all about ratings. How quick can I get it out? It didn't matter if it was right. I just needed to get it out. And I'll worry about the consequences later because I could change my narrative on the fly.
Yep.
That's what has happened.
Well, and that's where your stick's exactly right, because now you're seeing all of this fake media come out, all of this fake news.
Yeah.
All of these stories that got us all wound up happen to be nothing. And just because, and you can kind of, both of us have been in this kind of situation before where we've worked in it, we've done it, we are one of those, and you can kind of see the BS as it progresses through your timeline or through your TV or through, whatever the source you get. You can kind of see where you're like, you're really trying to just scratch the bottom of the barrel here and try to get those ratings, aren't you? Because what you're telling me right now, what I'm seeing is complete dog crap.
And yet advertisers love it.
Because we all go back to it as an actual source of news. And we share the crap out of it. So whoever that sponsor is getting they don't care if it's right or wrong. All they want to do is get the views and get their name out there so they can get more money, so they can sell more product. That's all that is.
Right. Because we are not the BBC. Okay.
No.
The BBC is considered a respectable news organization. So they tend to, before they release, which may not be true, I do not know because I do not live in the UK, but it's not like the London Times or the New York Times or the LA Times.
Right.
Those are very respected journalists if you're part of that. If you won a Pulitzer or whatever like that, which we will never get. We might win a pull toy. We're never going to win a Pulitzer. We might get a heated poll. And even like this show, if you think about it, we're not diving deep into something. We have something that's in front of us that we can respond to. It's not a BS we're diving into. And the NFL, I guess they just sat down, and now they're being forced to everybody to kind of sit down and talk about social issues. I would think the majority just want the freaking game.
Yeah, we don't care about
of issues. I just want to watch the damn game where nobody hits anybody. It looks like flag football now.
I'm about done with it, honestly, because this is getting so far out of hand. And I know that there are issues, but you can't. This is entertainment, ladies and gentlemen. And I know you have to be respected in your job. This is your job. I get that. I understand that. And I'm on that side of being respected at your job. We are not, however, which Steve and I will be talking about later. But it's one of those things where you can't be, it's a weird situation to be in if you're a player right now. I get that. But there's so many other ways of going about cleaning this up, and they're finally getting down and they're talking, but now it's like, well, let's all get in a circle and share our feelings.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but that's not what football's about. I'm sorry. That is not what I'm watching. That is not what I care about right now.
Circle around Tom Brady and go, we realize it can't touch you.
Yeah, I could not care less about your feelings at all. You are my entertainment for the evening or for the afternoon. I don't care about your feelings. I know you're a person, but I could not care less.
It's just like the Kardashian thinking that her tweets mean something.
They do. They mean $3,200 every time she puts one out.
And you just kind of think that when even this last election, where Hollywood believed, because when they open their mouth, they're actors and actresses and all that, people will follow them, and their followers will do whatever they tell them. Clearly, that is not true.
True. Yeah.
I think they found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
And even one thing did come out of this that just happened recently, the hashtag Me Too, which to me, I thought was eye-opening. I don't know about you, but with Harvey Weinstein and everything else, when the actresses came out, and I think it was Alyssa Milano was the one that came up with the hashtag Me Too.
Yep.
Now, not like she was some great actress or whatever like that, but for her to come out, and not so much the celebrities that came out and the actresses, I thought the following of everyday women that were posting that is what was eye-opening to me.
Right.
Because it made me, honestly, it made me think back of me going back 20 years, 30 years going, oh my God, would that be considered that now? I wouldn't know.
Right.
I think it put all men on blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you think? I mean, if I was 16 now, I'd be afraid to do anything.
Well, that's the thing. That's exactly where we're headed. Is you can't talk about anything, and we're probably either going to get fired or let go, or we're going to be worse. I don't know, but I don't care. I mean, I don't know. That's not really what I mean, but it's just a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with right now is probably hiding something bigger underneath it. It's a distraction, and that's all it is. It's here to distract you from something bigger and worse that's happening. But because we're so focused on this BS over here, we can't actually see what's going on underneath this facade. Yeah. And that's what I fear is actually happening right now.
It's just, the NFL's just annoyed me, but the Me Too, I just kind of, because I have a daughter.
Yeah.
So it made me kind of think I have sisters, mom and all that. And of course, then, here's a story when I was in LA and I joked about, the casting couch. I was put in those situations, and there's no way that I would appear gay or anything like that. But I was certainly in Hollywood. Hey, if I make favors, I would get roles.
Yeah. Yep.
As a dude. And it came from both sexes. It wasn't just one sex. It wasn't the women.
Yep.
It was the guys that were very open about that.
Everybody. I mean, it was both. It was the other thing.
And I'm not going to be one that's going to put a hashtag Me Too out there.
Right.
Okay. Right. Because I have to think about that. God, do I do that? And, I'm not Alyssa Milano.
Well, that'd be weird. Yeah.
Well, I could bring back Who's the Boss.
You could do that.
I know who the boss is. It's my mother. So
that's right.
Calling me soon. I'm like, Steven, what are you talking about? He's talking about. You were saying Me Too a lot as a kid. Is that what this is?
I don't understand. What's your hashtag? I don't.
And that's where social media actually means something versus the gibberish and the crap that is out there.
Right.
Now, here's my one commentary on all that to people that follow me. And I had mentioned this last week as well. So with all of that going on, I have female followers that think their boob pics, and they're trying to show their pants like, oh, I'm not trying to get any attention. It's like, shut up. With all this going on, you're going to post that and play dumb.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yep.
So it's kind of like, I don't really need, because they're not that great. Okay.
Right.
And then of course I get yelled at, because of whatever my commentary. And that was my one thing where I said, I go, this is your choice with all this going on. That's what you do. Way to empower your sex.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is I think, and I'm not saying all women, I'm just saying some women, and you women know which women I'll be talking about, but I think most of those types of women are using girl power or woman power, whatever you want to call that, in the wrong sense of the word, the wrong sense of the phrase. It's completely skewed on their side because of something that happened to them, or they just didn't care, they didn't look into it, whatever. But it's not about sex. It's right. Not about your body. I mean, it kind of is in some areas, but that's not what this is about. You need to look it up. You need to do your research because you're not doing it right. Ladies, you can quote me on that. You can tell us what's going on with that. But
Eric, you're not doing it right.
I'm not doing it right. That's right. I have an envelope here that every day there's like 50 things in there that I'm not doing right. But and that's just from an hour ago.
Yeah. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think it's all I think everything that's happening right now is all gonna blow up. It's just gonna everything is going to expand. The balloon is eventually going to pop. Mm-hmm. There are so many things, so many hot topics going on, and I'm not talking about the stupid store. There are so many things, so many things happening right now that there's no other way that this is going to end other than something is going to explode.
Right. So you're going to have just absolute mayhem.
Yeah.
So, and I think it all goes back to the core. If you have a family, it's the core of your family. How are you within those four walls? And if your four walls are sturdy and you've got a good base and the person next door to you is like that, and I think that's the only way you can actually do it. You got to do it house by house by house.
Yeah.
I think you can't go to the streets holding signs because, as we see, you have we'll use the presidential election as a great example. So you got all these 20-somethings holding signs that don't vote.
Yeah.
You can't make a change unless you vote.
Yeah.
Strength in numbers. If you want something to change, you can change things as a group. That's how you get all this done.
Yep.
So if you want funding from the president, even talking about that, as much as people bash on that, if you want something done, you can get anything done in Congress. You don't need the president's approval.
Yeah, the president is for show. I mean, there's very little that he actually can do. He can talk. That's pretty much it. Yeah. But I mean, even the executive orders have to be approved.
Yeah.
You just sign that into existence. It has
There's
to be
certain things, because he can always be overridden on a lot of things. People are like, oh no, he's going to send the bombs. I hate to break it to everybody, but Reagan was the same guy. Okay. I lived through that. Reagan had Alzheimer's going in.
Right.
Okay. And oh my God, I thought Reagan was like, oh, he was just so good. No, he was an actor. Okay.
Yeah.
He read the lines better than anyone else. He portrayed, and there's some writings about him. What he did was, when he became president, he decided, I'm going to act like John Wayne.
And he did.
Which is what he did. And why are we so surprised that we have a TV actor running it and having problems?
And all of this is happening. I'm completely baffled because everyone else is so baffled by this. I'm like, how do you not see this? What, did you ever watch his show one time? Even a preview, even a commercial. Did you ever see the commercial? Because if you've seen a commercial, this should not come as a surprise to you at all. It baffles me. I can't understand.
Clearly no one pays attention. It's a little thing like that. I used to bring it up to others when in my 20s, and they're like, well, I don't want to vote because I don't pay attention. Well, just turn on the television. You can read, be responsible. Well, my vote doesn't matter. Yes, every vote matters.
Yeah.
Yes, you cannot get away with the electoral college. That would be stupid, because the Chicago, LA, and New York could determine the president every election.
Well, but see, that's the thing too, is that no one looks into what it's actually. They see a heading or a news topic or a hashtag, and they're all over it, but they don't actually look into what that means to change, what that means to actually make that work. And I found this out early on in my life, is that I was that person. I would just spout off stuff just because. But I didn't care. I didn't care what the consequences were. But because of where I'm at today and the position that I'm in, you have to care a little bit. You have to know a little bit about what you're talking about. Otherwise, you're just going to get blown out of the water. Now, occasionally I'll tweet out or I'll post stuff on Facebook that I know is going to get blown up. That's just because I'm a dick. But I like doing that. Yeah. But think about it, guys. You got to think about what you're posting. You can't just follow any of the trends. Don't just follow a trend unless you actually believe in it, and not because someone else told you to believe in it, because you honestly believe in it. Otherwise, it's crap. It doesn't make any sense to do that. It's not an actual belief. It's a following.
Yeah, Facebook and Twitter is all about being a sheep.
You're a sheep.
Yeah. Like I could post whatever and people just like things because they're like robots.
Yeah.
Like we could post stuff on one of the radio stations and people just like it. Like, are you going to reply anything? No, I just thought I was supposed to like it. Like,
yeah.
What answer was that?
What?
Did you actually read it? You know, I admit I posted a couple of things where I was actually making fun of that person. Like, I just kind of liked it. You know, I didn't really read it. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that's where we are as a society. We have the attention span of a gnat
on cocaine.
You know, so where do you go from here? Again, it's all about dialogue. How do we talk to each other? How do we talk to our kids? How do we talk to our neighbors? You know, even you and I have very, very different lives. We have very different viewpoints, but we have enough respect of each other to say, okay, I'll let you hear what you have to say. Yeah. And I have to go with you, and I don't have to argue with you and block you because I don't agree with you.
Right. And mainly because we don't remember anything that we just talked about 10 minutes after we talked about it. So every time we talk about it, it's like the new time. We never remember anything else. So it really works out to our benefit.
Like this. Have we talked about this before? Our inner selves going, I think we talked about this. No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. Let's just do it again. It's cool.
I don't think so. I just don't think so. But I like it. I like where we're going. I like where the discussion is. With us going to 2 hours, we'll be able to take phone calls. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, we're bringing guests on. We're bringing random people on. We might even
like to hear people call in and give their 2 cents, because you're going to be, I think to some degree, it's almost going to be difficult for people to call in thinking, well, you know, I better be prepared. You damn right you better be prepared when you call in. Okay?
We're not going to be, but you should be.
Yeah. So, but if you're going to call in and you're just going to like, oh, you know, you guys are Nimrods, and then click. Okay.
I mean, that's fine. Whatever.
We know that. That is one of our spots. One of our sponsors, Nimrods, are us.
That's right. We're not going to tell you what they are because.
And then they see the two of us caught in the McDonald's little ball pit, and we can't get out.
Can't get out. Can't do it. Can't do it. Our security team, crack security team, can't get us out.
I can't get out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're actually at the end of the show. So why don't you drop us some social media knowledge?
Well,
we'll be out of here.
Here's the deal. If you guys, it doesn't matter if you like us or hate us, come follow us. It's very entertaining, whether you agree with what we're saying or not. It's all Know Nothing Show, Facebook, Twitter. You can go to knownothingshow.com, find out more information there, find out our personal Instagram pages. And then you can also email us through the website or knownothingboys@gmail.com. Either way. Looking forward, Steve, to Vegas here coming up very, very quickly, I think.
Yeah, next month. So every month or every week, if you have subjects that you would like us to talk about, just post it up there. Let's start the discussion. Let's see where it goes with this. Yeah. Because we can't keep talking about the NFL because NFL just kind of ticks me off.
Yeah, it's over. It's done.
So I don't want to talk about the NFL anymore. I don't want to talk about Roger Goodell. I don't think anybody understands, even the players. They go, like, Roger Goodell talks for the owners. You dumbass. It's not him. He's talking for the owners.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the leader of them.
Yeah. He's the leader of the pack. You know, if you need a pack to lead, call Steve and Eric.
Go Steve and Eric.
Well, for the rest of the crew that are not working around here, it is the Know Nothing Show. It is time for us to get out of here. We will see you next week live right here. Good night to everybody listening and watching around the world. See you, Eric.